In this video, I will review The Squiggly Career by Helen Tupper and Sarah Ellis. They say that this book will help you to be happier and more successful at work. Keep watching to find out more. Hi, I'm Linda and welcome to my YouTube channel, Better You Books, where I read and review books that help you to become a better version of yourself. In today's review of The Squiggly Career by Helen Tupper and Sarah Ellis, I will tell you my thoughts of the book, my key takeaways, my favourite quote, who I recommend it for, before ending with my rating out of 5. So keep watching till the end to see what score I gave it. This book was released in January of this year and it is a #1 Sunday Times business bestseller. When my role was made redundant at work, one of the first things I did was buy a copy of this book. I've spent the majority of my career working in the travel industry, and while unfortunately many industries have been really badly affected by COVID-19, travel is one of the worst. So as I was starting to look at jobs in new industries, I thought a book called The Squiggly Career could help me with that, and hopefully help me to work out what my strengths and transferable skills are. Helen and Sarah have been friends for many years, and they set up a company called Amazing If in 2013, which is a career development and training company. They also have a podcast called The Squiggly Career, which is the UK's #1 career podcast. Helen and Sarah both live in or around London with their husbands and children, and they're currently working on their second book, You Coach You, which is due to be released in January 2022, and it's all about how you can become your own best career coach, and I look forward to checking it out. Before I go any further, I feel like I should tell you what a squiggly career is. Helen and Sarah say that gone are the days of having a linear career and climbing the proverbial career ladder. These days, people frequently and fluidly move between companies, roles, and even careers, and that has become the new normal. This book is divided into 8 chapters. The majority of the book is dedicated to the 5 skills that Sarah and Helen say are essential to work today, which are super strengths, values, confidence, networks, and future possibilities. Then at the end, there's a chapter on career conundrums, and the final chapter has lots of tips from successful people. Here are my 3 key takeaways from reading this book. #1, focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. They say while it is good to be aware of your weaknesses, you should focus on your strengths, in particular your super strengths. In the book they write, your strengths are the things that you are good at, your super strengths are the things you're brilliant at. In the book, they lead you through a series of different exercises to work out what your super strengths are, including listing your natural talents and learnt strengths, as well as what words your friends, family, and colleagues would use to describe you. I found this really useful, and you go through and keep completing all the exercises until you come up with your own unique super strengths. Mine includes developing and mentoring people, and new ideas and creative thinking. And I found this really useful to work out what career path I want to take in the future. And also I've been making sure that these super strengths are really obvious when I've been filling in job applications. #2, the value of values. In the book they write, values are the unique attitudes and beliefs that motivate and drive us. They are what makes you you. So it might help to think of them as being a bit like your career DNA. They are a fundamental part of who you are as they reflect what matters to you most. Sarah and Helen say that it can take years to fully formulate your values, so mine might change, but at the moment they are passion, challenge, freedom, and caring. Understanding my values has really helped me to understand my career so far and why I have been happy or unhappy at different points. I think this exercise would be really good to do as a team next time that I am managing people again. I think it would be really good for all team members to understand each other's values, and I'm sure it will have great benefit to working better together. Finally, #3, networking is just people helping people. I found the chapter on networking really interesting as it made me realise that I'm actually quite good at it. I had this really outdated view of networking in my mind. You know, those kind of people that go to a big event and they know everyone and they flit around chatting to everyone. But those kind of people, yeah, they never really resonated with me because I felt like they weren't interested in developing meaningful relationships and they were kind of looking to get something out of you. And I always left those conversations feeling a bit used. And I knew that wasn't me. But when I heard this definition of people helping people, then it made much more sense. In the book, they write, the best relationships are built authentically and in a way that feels right for you, and they're built on what you can give without expectation of immediate gain. They also talk about career karma, which is a term I really like. Recently, I reached out to a lot of my past colleagues because I wanted more LinkedIn recommendations. I've always really cared about connecting with my colleagues, so when I did this, it didn't feel awkward and I got a really good response. And I think it's because of all the time I've spent building and maintaining those relationships. And those people know that I would do the same for them as well, and I have done in several cases. I love quotes, and this is my favourite one from the book. No one cares about your career as much as you do. In the book, they talk about how it would be nice and, you would hope that your manager and your organisation care about developing you. But you can't rely on anyone else to do the hard work for you. You need to know what you want to achieve and how you're going to do it. I found this book extremely useful in helping me work out what I want to do next. And it's a really good book for getting to know yourself a lot better. Plus, I really love how bright and sunny the cover is. This book reminded me a lot of one of my takeaways from when I read Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg, where she talks about careers not having to be vertical. That is also another good book. I've done a full review on it, so if you want to check it out, then click on the link in the description below. I thought the Squiggly Career was really well formatted. It was easy to read, and there were no really long, big chunks of text because they were always broken up by lots of exercises and also case studies from the authors. And I found the case studies really good because it made them a lot more relatable. And I think actually that's one of the reasons why I resonated so much with this book, because from reading the book but also listening to their podcast, I realised that I have a lot of strengths and values in common with Helen and Sarah. So I think that's one of the reasons why I've related to the book so much. I've gotten a lot of really good takeaways from this book, the most important definitely being super strengths and values, and I know that's something that I will keep using throughout my career. I only have one really small criticism. Even though I loved the chapter on super strengths, it did end rather abruptly, and at the end I wasn't sure how many super strengths I was supposed to have and also how best to articulate them. I listened to one of their podcasts on super strengths and they talked about how to communicate them, and it was really useful. So I think that would have been a nice addition to the book. This book has been a real game changer for me. I read it at a time when my head was squiggly and it helped to give me some clarity. To get the most out of this book, you really have to commit to doing the exercises. It's not enough to simply read the words because the exercises are where the true value lies. I'm giving this book 4.5 stars. I would recommend it to pretty much anyone. I think it should be an essential read at any point in your career, not just when you're looking for a new job. And I wish I could have read it years ago. What do you think? Are you interested in reading this book for yourself? Drop a comment to let me know. If you want to check out more information on Amazing If, Helen or Sarah, then I've added links in the description below. If you prefer listening to books rather than reading them, then Helen and Sarah narrate the book themselves for Audible. I would also highly recommend their podcast, The Squiggly Career. It's a great companion to the book, and they delve into some of the topics in the book in more detail, like super strengths and confidence. They also talk about other subjects like emotional intelligence at work and how to build your personal brand. Next week, I will be reviewing Mastering Your Mean Girl by Melissa Ambrosini. Melissa says, you know that sneaky voice inside your head telling you that you're not good enough, smart enough, skinny enough, whatever enough. That's your mean girl. Watch next time to find out more. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please click subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're the first to know about my future videos. Also, if you're on Instagram, then follow me at Better You Books. I post weekly and I post about book inspiration and also motivational quotes. I hope you have a wonderful week and I look forward to seeing you next time.